Hey guys, Ryan here with the programming for the week of April 1st. So, finishing up the open, we're into some programming now where we get to plan everything out for the week. We're not surprised by anything on Saturdays. We're also starting our skill acceleration times, those 15-minute gaps between or before CrossFit classes where we can work on either our extra credit or learning those skills that we want to work on to advance with some of our goals in CrossFit. In CVC this month, we'll start our confidence month. We'll end up doing a confidence test at the end of the month. So Monday for CrossFit, we've got a 12-minute AMRAP working on that muscular endurance with push-ups, strict pull-ups. It's the first time we're seeing strict banded pull-ups in a while. So I know some people are looking forward to that. You're going to have to start breaking up these push-ups and pull-ups right away to make it through this 12-minute AMRAP. And we've got some pistols. Expect to be taught pistol progressions during class that day as well. Looking to get about a round and a half to 2 rounds in this 12-minute AMRAP. After that, we've got extra credit. The extra credit is kind of like another workout in and of itself, and we may have to run heats with that. But with those 15-minute gaps, we should be able to get that done, especially in the afternoon. So our skill session that day will be, we'll have an afternoon skill session. It won't be in the morning. So if you're doing that extra credit in the morning, you're going to have to hustle through that to get a chance to do that. We'll have a little bit of a buffer in the evening to knock out that extra credit when we get to it in the evening that day. For Monday and CVC, starting off with a commitment, 6 static efforts, 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest. We've got 110 on there. So that is our rowing sprint there. So we should see some really low numbers on the paces in that row. We'll talk about a sprint start in our workouts there. And then core work with the candlesticks, and we're going to work on some good squat mechanics that day, alternating between a goblet squat and a static hold squat. Ring row with the reach. This is a chance to kind of do some advanced ring row options there. Really make these ring rows hard, work on that pulling strength. And then this has kind of become a crowd favorite, our ring support holds. Getting better at using those rings on Monday. Tuesday in CrossFit, we've got a press to do. So this is going to be kind of tough coming out of all those push-ups we're doing the day before if you're backing up these days back to back. But we'll work up to not a whole lot of reps that day, so we can kind of distinguish the 2 days. A lot of reps on Monday with the pressing, heavy fewer reps on Tuesday with the strict press that day. The workout, 15-minute AMRAP, mostly moving the whole time with those kettlebell swings and air squats, quickly breaking up those toes to bar or knees to elbows or sit-ups and hanging knee raises options there. So this, with our skill acceleration time, we'll have a couple of options for those 15-minute gaps between classes Tuesday evening. So you have a couple of options to get into that skills acceleration that day. So that means we'll teach the press in the class. We'll go through all the things that you need to know to get a great workout that's appropriate for your level in class with that 15-minute AMRAP. If you know how to two toes to bar, knees to elbow, hanging knee raises, that's what you'll do to get a good workout that day. If you want to have more practice on the kipping and the toes to bar, we will have homework and instruction for you during that skills acceleration time. If that's something you're not really into, you don't have to stick around for it. You'll still be able to work out that day and get a great workout. If you're not quite to the point where you're ready to kip on the bar, but you want to work on some grip strength to get more comfortable hanging onto the bar for a longer time, we'll have homework for you to do in that skills acceleration time as well. So Tuesday's CVC workout is vitality. Lots of movement with the burpees, the skater shuffle, and the suitcase deadlift. We're making that suitcase deadlift a little harder that day by using dumbbells. It's really going to force you to engage that core, use good deadlift mechanics, and not turn that into a squat. And that side plank there is let you catch that breath a little bit and work on some core and shoulder work as well. Dumbbell push press that day, so you can't escape the pressing that day. Wednesday in CrossFit, we've got an aerobic conditioning day. You'll see the level consideration is rowing, so that should give you an indication that this is mostly about aerobic conditioning. You've got different levels of runs there. The goal there is you can get that run done and just have a little bit of rest before you start your next event, which will be rowing or box step-ups. Kind of depends on how big the classes are. Those may get flip-flopped. for you if you're in a big class and all the rowers are taking. And then you get a little rest before you go to that next movement. That's going to be several minutes of work of step ups, and then finishing with slam balls. And then we got some extra credit options there with barbell rows and good mornings. So on Wednesday, we have that skills acceleration time available in the morning and in the afternoon. So you'll have some buffer there to get that extra credit done for most classes. Stanton, we've got our hump day hit class. This is kind of a new format for us. We haven't seen something like this in our hump day hit class. I think you guys are going to like it. A 26-minute alternating EMOM. That means in that first minute, you're going to do 6 push-ups and 12 squats. That's 18 reps. You'll get that done well before the minute is up, so you'll have some rest. And then the next minute starts and you do 18 kettlebell swings. You'll have some time to rest, and then the third minute starts and you go back to those push-ups and squats. The fourth minute starts with the kettlebell swings, and you keep alternating back and forth with that. So you get 13 efforts at each of these different each of these two types of movements here. Scale accordingly. If you feel like you can swing a heavy kettlebell for those 18 swings and maintain that for the whole 26 minutes, all 13 efforts, stick to that heavy kettlebell. If you need to scale down a little bit, go to a little bit lighter on that kettlebell. If you're not sure you can get all those push-ups in over the course of those 26 minutes, maybe you're dropping down to 4 push-ups and something like 8 or 10 squats during that time. So lots of options to scale in this as well. For Thursday for CrossFit, this is kind of a similar format that we're doing the previous Friday. We've got handstand push-ups or push press and some type of jump rope work. You're going to go through the rounds with that. Those rounds will take about 10 minutes. You'll give yourself some rest then, and at the 15-minute mark, you're going to do a similar sequence. Instead of pushing though, we'll work on those overhead squats and more jump rope. So what you can expect that day, this is about a 25 to 30-minute workout, so it takes up most of the class time, so you'll get warmed up. We won't have time that day to go into a whole lot of double under practice, so you're going to be using whatever option in the workout that's best for you. We won't have a whole lot of time to review the handstand push-ups, and that's not really appropriate for most people either, but we will make sure the pressing is right for everybody. What we will review mostly is the overhead squat and making sure we can use that overhead squat in the workout. That will be our teaching time. We'll use the skill acceleration time that day, which will be in that afternoon, to work on handstands or handstand push-ups, depending on who shows up there. So expect that skills or acceleration curriculum to talk about a good tripod position, which is getting you started into that handstand. You do not have to be able to do a handstand or a handstand push-up to get some work done in that skill acceleration that day. We'll work on getting just the tripod started. And then for people that can do that, we'll have some homework to get you translating that to either a handstand or those handstand push-ups. Confidence on Thursday for CVC. So this is all about good positioning the whole day. Go ahead and take a look at those giant plate circles for 2 minutes, a minute in one direction, a minute in the other direction. Go light on this, go slow on this, take your time, make those mechanics look good. And the same thing applies to those banded bear crawls as well. We'll get a little bit more explosive and dynamic with that either rowing and Fishersville, a Viking and stand, and that over-the-shoulder slam ball clean. And then still more core and shoulder work, doubling up that day with the 3-minute plank hold. Lifting heavy on Friday in CrossFit with our back squats for the strength portion. And then we're doing front squats in the workout at a fairly heavy weight. So this 12-minute AMRAP is an ascending rep scheme, either of ring muscle ups or some type of ring row and pull up or ring dip and push up option. And then after every sequence of that, you throw in 3 front squats. Really excited for this workout. It looks fun. So that will take up most of the class. Our skill acceleration that day will be working on muscle up transition. So if you're interested in that, you don't have to be doing a muscle up. You don't even have to have the goal of ever doing a muscle up to get some good work out of those muscle up transitions. It's a great upper body workout. And if you've ever gone through our 5-minute EMOM of muscle up transitions, you know how well that works the upper body, both pulling and pushing strength. Friday, we've got a vitality, lots of movement this day, kettlebell swings, donkey kicks, mountain climbers, explosive shrug, Cossack lunge. So this is a chance to really work on your pacing. You see we're working up to 8s and 9s that day. So starting slow, getting comfortable with these movements, and then working on that stamina and aerobic conditioning to make it up to those 8s and 9s by the end of the workout. Kind of a little interesting twist on the Cossack lunge. On the 1s, when you're there one time, you'll go back and forth between each leg. When you're there on the 2s, you'll spend 35 seconds lunging to one side. I think this will help with your mechanics, keeping the hips up, keeping the heels down, working on stretching out that off leg and the hamstring there, and really work on your range of motion. Plenty of time to practice and get better at that Cossack lunge. For the 9 o'clock class that's where I'm at on Saturday now. For the 9 o'clock class, we'll be testing in Fishersville on the weightlifting portion of the map. That means most people will be working on cleans. We'll do our kettlebell test that day. And hopefully we'll have time for our flexibility test. And even if we still have time or you don't want to retest the flexibility test, we've got some jump rope and core work practice for you as well. The lift class is all about some clean sequencing there. So come check that out at the 8 o'clock class in CDC, all day in Stanton, and the 10 o'clock class in Fishersville, into another commitment workout, 10 efforts, 20 seconds work, 20 seconds of rest. The prisoner squat jumps are your 10 that day. Those are going to burn the legs. Then you got some core work and then some more leg work with the reverse lunges and then some upper body with that strict pressing. So you see throughout the week in CDC and in CrossFit, you can't escape the pressing that week. All right. See you guys next week. Thanks.